Um, Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, and all colleagues, I am very proud to have this opportunity to stand up in front of you and to talk about our rhythm and about somebody and about our project has taken the place in us. First of all, my name is Fogobolbol, and I am very proud for that name, Bagid. Absolutely, I am using to talk about the three agendas. I'm going to talk about three agendas as I need to talk about it. And before that, I want to tell you to be serious and be attention to listen to me while even if my English is wrong. It is not my mama language, it is not my father language, but you must listen this one. And correct me if I mistake too. I'm not going to use to talk wrong rule, but maybe sometime, because this is not my language, I will use mistakes. Thank you for God proud me to be African. And thank you for this opportunity as you give me to stand up in front of you. First, we know what is the reason led us to be in this place. We know what is going on in our country. It's called Sudan, and led us to be in this place. Today, and especially in this moment, you remind me a lot of things. I am remind myself a lot of things, especially that dark day, as the North player of the militia in Janjaweed came to attack my village when I was so young. In 2001, in 2002, in 2003. Especially my village attacks in 2003, and I was 12 years ago. In that moment, I left to my mom and my brothers and my sisters and my family, my father, my grandfather, grandmas, and all my neighbor, and all those people that they've been living in the same village as I have been living for. I saw them in that moment when three Narpolai came, attacks our village, and Janjaweed by the horses, an army by the car, attack our village, kill how many people they need to kill. They killed more than 300 people in that day, children, women, all people, youngest, leaders. They died in that day. That day for me, it was a dark day in my life. And I am not thinking that days will be happen to me again and again. I am standing in front of you to talking about that day and protect to that day to not become again. It is not only because of me, it is not only because that's my village, because it's not only because of Darfur, in order to protect even the war, Sudan and war, and especially Africa. I want to thank this country as give me the opportunity and give me and welcoming me to be here for 11 years to educate it in the term democratic law as the leading for their countries. If I will use to talk in Hebrew, I will say a lot of rules and you cannot understand what I'm talking about. And this message is not only for you as Israelis, it is not only for you as a Sudanese, it's not only for you as an African, it's not only for you as those people in that my village. This is responsibility, it's my responsibility. I had it from God to send this responsibility for over the world as a human being. In 2003, when my village attacked and I ran to go to Chad, in the refugees camp with those people at the same village, there's the same villages, they're attacked like my village. I've been in the camp like 6 months with the children without family. And me especially, I went to Chad without my family. After that, I used to go to N'Djamena. And after N'Djamena, I've been in N'Djamena for 3 months. I crossed the border to come to Egypt. I hear about the Egypt because a lot of African and a lot of Darfurian, especially those people that the village attacks, they run to go to Egypt. I was thinking that is my family there, especially my mom and my father and brothers and sisters. I crossed the border, that's by the car. I've been in Libya for 24 days, trying to find it how to cross the border to come to Egypt. And even I was thinking there's a lot of people, they came to cross the border by the sea to go to Italy, go to France, go to Paris, go to London, go to any country over the world in Europe. I used to go with those people in the sea. In that moment we came inside to see 1 day and 3 hours. And we not found a way how to cross this place to go to Egypt. The police of Libya found us in the middle of the sea and bring us to Libya. Put all those people in the jail, a lot of people in jail. Especially us as being youngest, under the age. The Libyan people, they not put us in jail and they release us to go home. Whatever we left. I returned back to my same friend's house in Libya. And after 1 month, I tried to go to Egypt. Cross the border to go to Egypt with my friends. By the Libyans' car. We come in Cairo. I've been in Cairo for 4 years. In 2005, it's the same problem that is happening in Darfur is happening us and face us in Cairo. Egyptian president and Omar al-Bashir as the president of Sudan, they make it a good relationship to make it as an issue in order to frying us in Egypt. In that moment I was so young, I didn't have a mind how to protect myself even. I was living sometime on the street, sometime in the refugees place. Cross the border day and night is still too much for me. I crossed the border in 2007 to come to Israel because in that moment in 2005, 2006, we've been thinking and learning about the Israelis, what happened exactly to Jewish people in over the world. What is the genocide is been happening to Jewish people? How the Jewish people, they protect themselves and survive to came back to their country is called Israel. And we say there is no any place, no any countries near to our countries to cross and follow to democracy. Especially that's a place, Jewish country, that's a place is recognized as, can respect us and can protect us to be there. We crossed the border in 2007. Especially me and my friend. We crossed the border in 2007. In the end of 2007. When we come in Israel, I was so very young, under the age also is 16. We crossed the border in the day time. Army helped us to come to in Israel. We sang first of all, thanks to those forces of Israeli forces that protect us in that time. What has happened, I will explain you next time. After that, when I came to Israel, Israeli people took me to go to school in my high school because I was so underage with a lot of African people, children. We had the place called Ulpan in Yafu. We studied there for 6 months, and after that, we had exams to go to high school. We studied the language, how to speak Hebrew, and how to write even alphabet in that 6 months. After that, we had the exam and we passed that exam. I'm very proud to be one of those children that passed to that exam. They took me to high school. It's called Ir Shafia. I studied there and I finished my high school in Ir Shafia. In 2011, I finished my high school. Returned back to Darfur, return back to home. Our home in Israel, it was Tel Aviv, the new bus station place. I remember when we crossed the border and we came in this place, a lot of Israelis, they give us too much help. They've been crying day and night, all those people that they're living in the area of the bus station place. Help us day and night, they give us the food to eat, drink water, clothes and shoes. They give us everything, even the money. In 2011, I go back to Tel Aviv and I used to work in my organization. It's called Bani Darfur, helping the youngest, helping the new people as they cross the border to come to Israel. They don't know to use to speak Hebrew. I used to go to place, school to high school, to university to talk about, especially about the Darfur, what is happening and what is going on in Darfur. A lot of students know me because I am standing day and night in front of those students to talk about Darfur, what is going on. It is not me alone. A lot of students do that things. Speech in front of those students, in front of the old people and all men, telling the truth what is going on in Darfur, telling the truth what has happened to us, especially personality stories. Israelis respect that's the issue. Israelis people respect that message as we send it to them. But in 2014, the politics changed the way of the refugees of Darfur, in Israel especially. Because not only we are the Darfurian people cross the border to come to Israel, a lot of African people we cross the border to come to Israel. And because we have a different reason in our country, not the same reason we have. We have a different reasons. Came to Israel, and Israel started to help us. And then the time the Israel changed the policy. It does not mean that the president alone changed the policy. That does not mean the civilian changed the policy. The general of the mentality of the country changed the policy. As we live they start to using how to return those people back to Africa. Day and night they are at the member discussing in Jerusalem how to cross the border between Sinai and Egypt and Israel. Absolutely, they took that power and they closed that border. Nobody come again more. In 2015 and 2014, it was so damaging problem especially in Israel, and especially in the capital city, it was Tel Aviv. A lot of Israeli people took the demonstration day and night up because of us. say whatever they want to say about us, do whatever they want to do about us, did whatever they want to do about us. And also we try to make it to become again together as an African leader and other Israeli leaders. To those people especially are taking the right way. Say yes, African black, but they're human being. We must protect them and we must solve this problem. Politicians, practically, they stand with us and we start to make it a demonstration. We had a demonstration at night, our first demonstration. We've been in the place it's called Kikar Ravine at that night. More than 100,000 people getting out to that demonstration. African, Israelis, American, all those people that are living in Tel Aviv. We had that demonstration in the night. We finished that demonstration and we use ourselves as the leader. African. Generally, I'd say African, not only Darfurian, not only Sudanese, not only Eritrean, not only Ethiopian, all the general African, Somali and African leaders came to Israel. We stand up to talk about our issue, asking to Israel, please respect us as we are the refugee came from Africa. We are not coming to Israel because as we need to stay in Israel forever. We have the same problem today like you faced before 100 years ago. And today start from us. We came in your country in order to learn in you, and you can teach us how to solve that problem. Please respect us. Please let us to learn in your idea, in your mind. Teach us how to solve that problem, how to make it the peace even in our country. We are not against you, you are not against us, but this is a politician way can say to each of us to talk the thing is not right. We are human beings, we must to think day and night about the good right things. Here, this is Israelis message I need to send to Israelis. And to those people in over the world to listen in my message. It is not my message, it is an African message I am sending to by name. By my name. We know it is not only in Darfur, it is not only in Nuba Mountain, it is not only in Blue Nile, it is not only in Eritrea, it is not only in South Sudan, it is not only in Somalia or Central Africa or Kenya or any country in Africa happening is the same problem. I think 100% in Africa we have the same problem in our place. And this is not mean just only our problem. We remember before we born, our grandfathers and our grandfathers and grandmothers, they told us about the Europe, what is happening in Europe, what is happening in World War I and World War II. They explain us all this history. We keep it in our mind until the same day it came in our country. In 2002, in 2001 and 2002, exactly what is happening in Darfur, it was happened before in Israel. What it faced to Israelis, it facing us as a Darfurian especially. What it faced to South Sudanese people before is the same what is faced to Israelis and it's facing to Darfurian today. What is going on in Nuba Mountain is the same problem, the same reason, is the same ideology, mentality as taking the place in Darfur. And we are in Israel. Today when we cross the borders and came to different countries, we must remind that. especially me and a lot of people, they cross the border from Darfur to go to any countries. Our idea been thinking to get the power to go back to Darfur or Sudan to fight those enemy as killing us in our villages. But we not get that way. We had some mentology, ideology to go to school and to study in different college, in high school, and to listen to different histories and read the books, what is culture. From all these myths, we meet ourselves and we found the truth. And sometimes relaxing, time taking the blessing, all the truth is becoming in our mind. We had where the reason. We holding that's the reason where they came to. And now we are looking what is that mean, the operation for that's a reason. Or how can to solve this problem. And we found it who is stop us in that line to cross that line to make it that's the reason, that's ideology to cross or to approach this ideology to have a peace or to have solve our country or appreciate it. Absolutely, if you believe or not believe, I just want to tell the truth today to my people and over the world, especially those people in Darfur and Sudan in general and South Sudan. The people said, or the world said, if you want to become the leader or you want to tell the truth, if it not happen to you, the same reason has happened to those people or about the world, you cannot pick up outside those truths as you want to say to. But today, because it happened to me especially, and I study inside, that's a reason. I want to take out all these truths. It is not me alone have a truth. A lot of African, a lot of Sudanese, a lot of Darfurian, a lot of Nuba Mountain and Blue Nile and South Sudanese people and highlighters, they have the same idea how to pick up ourselves to solve this problem. But in the other side, we have something stop us. It's not me alone. And we hope by waiting of God to heart and to pass that's a point. As point is it, the people that they lead in the Sudan especially now, or the member of the parliament in Sudan. All of you, we know who you are. And you know who we are. Doesn't matter if we live in Darfur, it doesn't matter if we are South Sudan, or it doesn't matter if we are Nuba Mountain or Blue Nile, or in Khartoum where you are leading for. Today, before we cross the border to come to different countries, we've been thinking that's a reason that's a genocide is running in our country, doing bad things or killing the people or raping the woman. That is you do it for. But when we come outside, we understood what is going on. You are not have a power in order to do that thing, and even don't have a heart to do that thing to kill your people. We know where the enemy came from, or the mentology of idea of this enemy. Absolutely, this is not in Africa. Absolutely, even in Europe, this is not in Europe. Absolutely, this is in America, and this is not in any place. The mentology is the business people mentology to make it this reason to happen a genocide in over the even. Not only in Darfur, not only in Nuba Mountain, not only in South Sudan or in other places. All the genocides that happen in the world, this is the mentology of those people that they need to be better to anyone over the world. Our leader. We know those people that they in parliament in Sudan, the heart cannot allow to sign to that paper or to write that a law to go to bomb the people in Darfur, in Nuba Mountain, in Balloon, and I will repeat again. We know in that parliament in Sudan, we have a different leader from different places as it happened. It's a genocide and it's still continuing. Absolutely and seriously, you have some problem of mentality. When we left the Sudan, we say, yeah, all this problem is happened because of Bashir as a president. But that's not the regime of the Bashir. This is the regime of the war. We know this idea is come from other places, and like I explained to you, and I am telling you the truth, this is the business mentality. The people in the world create the idea how to make it the economic. The people in the world how to thinking day and night how to make it the weapon. The people in the world they use in how to one is to become the best than one. Those people ideas working in over the world to make it a genocide. Now, Al-Bashir, you already know yourself where you're going to. And some of also the members in Sudan, they know where they're going to. But before that is going to happen, we must to put this message on the table to all those people that they living right now in Sudan. And especially for those people that they still not born. To new generation that they born in, day and night, and refugees come in different areas in Sudan. Even in Khartoum. Even your children as the members. We need to send a message for your children and your grandchildren to have this history. To not repeat again and again and again the same game. We don't need to our grandchildren to repeat the genocide game. We need our children to repeat how to build, how to become together more than that. We know day and night we have our army, we have everything. Especially those people that they used to be Janjaweed, militia, Damasri, army of country. And today they're using to go to kill the people in different villages, bomb the villages. And especially people that they educated in a high university in different countries, in Al Khartoum also. You know already you born in the same villages as you come attack to. It is so easy to send you the message, or your life history message even. You know you born in Darfur, in South Sudan, in Blue Nile, or also in South Sudan, or also in Khartoum. When you born in your house, there's no lines also, no water, no health. And you believe that yourself, you're not born in hospital even. There had not been was any doctor to protect your mom to not die when you are going to born it. And today, because you drink that water, and you sit in that office, you forget that things. Even you still doesn't give back to your mom that history. Even you still not educated how to respect to your mom as born to you. And you don't know how your mom been thinking day and night to build you up to become a man. True. Especially for those people that they are leaders in Sudan and taking the place. It does not mean you are leading the people. It means you are still leading the genocide to repeat again and again. But in our side, in our heart, we think it is not going to work forever. We born in the same genocide, but we don't need our grandchildren to born in the same genocide. I don't know when we will die, when you die. But this message, especially we need to lead to Sudan generation next 100 years and more than that. We need to make it great country, opportunity country, democracy country. It does not mean that the democracy or doesn't mean. We need to make it the country has the rights and equality. Brothers and sisters, this is not our agenda as we're looking for. 3, I need to talk even about those people as they took guns or politician way to be against you as a member of the president in Sudan. I will say their name even. And some of them I remember their name, and some of them I not remember their name because their mind cannot in my mind. And I don't need to talk with this symbol. Because already they are not open our mind, they closed our mind, and we don't know where we are and they are where they are. We have a big higher leader and we lose to. And we lose the leader because of you as taking the place right now in the Khartoum. Dr. John Garang been fighting for these rights, Sudanese rights, for a long time. And you are the leader in that time. We are not born and you are not educated in his history even to open your mind to become stronger and how to solve their countries. And today, you make it the genocide from different places in all the Sudan. When we born and we came and we had this message from Dr. John Garang, we've been thinking this idea is gonna solve all our problems. Our Sudan is to become like the United States of America. But absolutely opposite. You kill those you decide to this guy die, and to kill this guy are sending the great message to great new generation, because you need to sit in that chair and you don't know even that chair you sit for it. It's belong to us, it does not belong to you as the member of this parliament. You must be thinking for that. We have a place in that parliament as you're sitting for. You don't know when you can go to die. I don't know what is going to happen to you even. And even you don't know what is going to happen. Day and night we asking about opportunity to let us to have one of the new generation's chair in that member to talk about how to become our country great again. Already you kill our leaders taking the place because of us. Some of you change their mentality, like Abdul Wahid, like Agar, Jibril al-Basul and his brother that passed away for 3 years ago. Khalil Ibrahim and Mini Minari, Al-Hilu. A lot of you taking the place is called against the president or against to those people that have a chair inside Sudan's parliament. You start to talk about this reason. You start to talk about the rights. But the point is it. You even not become together in order to solve our problem together. All of you, each of you, thinking is in his mind how to become a higher leader in Sudan. That is not our agenda. That is not our issue as the new generation. We're not thinking, do you think about that chair Bashir sitting on it? We're thinking you must to protect to that chair to not more enemy to sit in on it. We need from you to send us this different message and to make us the history how to solve our country for next year. But today even you make some decision or some disease in our mind, even we not recognize how to understand who is right. You cross the border by the North Lifeline to go to Europe. And we, especially as the civilian, is still in our country, and Janjaweed day and night come bombing us and killing us as the men and raping our sisters and our moms. And we in the refugees camps. That does not mean refugees camps, that's homeless camps. And also we think we already check our ideas. To cross the border to go to another countries, maybe we can learn something. And especially our dream is come. That was a good dream. We cross the border to go to Egypt. We cross the border to go to Chad. We cross the border to go to Europe. We cross the border to go to America. We cross the border to go to Australia, Canada, and Platinum over there. And we thank for those people welcoming us to their countries. 100%, I believe it does education as we educated for. It is not the same like the same education as you educated for. We study in high school and in the universities in different countries, telling the truth how to keep the nation, how to keep the country, how to protect your country. What is right you must to give to your country especially. We learn a lot of things, but you just learn about the one direction, and that is not what the right direction. It was correction direction, a wrong direction. Like go to educated in high university in Sudan and tomorrow hold the gun to go to kill the people against my people. That does not mean you educated in direction college. That does not mean that you study in the higher university. That does not mean that you as a leader. That does not mean that you is still continuing to educate in the animated plus. If you know what does that mean to born and to took the time for high school, and after that high school to go to university, and after high university to go to become the leader in order to just to hold the gun to kill the people, you cannot use to. Even you can apologize to not be alive even. This is not our idea. Especially as the new generation are born right now in this sample and this generation in this time. Especially we know when we born in the genocide time. We have some experience how to make it the new things, how to make it our country good, how to make it our country to become democratic and to become support to all us and to become equality countries. But the problem you is still looking for that's a chair as Bashir sit on it, who each of you to become to sit there. But in this way you cannot come this chair. You cannot see that chair. If you not go back to direct way or to go to a study again to office your dedication as you leading for to become internationally like us or like anyone leading his country in other place. I don't know if you listening or read the books or taking the way of Luther Martin King or Mandela. Today we have a new generation leader is called Lumumba. This person God sent to us as an African especially to have a new experience, new ideology, new mentology, new hope, new things in order to make it our country great and great and great as Africa. And nobody can understand this, even the new generation cannot understand just only can this genocide it's happened in their country. I know especially South Sudanese people, they understood already. As a Darfurian, we understood what is going on and how can we protect our country. Nuba Mountain, Blue Nile, Somalian, Central Africans, all those and Eritrean, they understood what this person sending to us as the message of Africa. In your time, yes, we respect to that leader send his message. He been in the jail for 22 years. Mandela taking the place. But we have a new Mandela. That does not mean we have a new Mandela. All of us, we are the Mandelas, but by different ways. But absolutely, you taking the opposite way. What I need to you, or what we need from you as a leader of Sudan, and is standing up day and night against Bashir or against those people that they send the papers to and send it to Narpalay, to Darfur or Nuba Mountain or any place to bomb. We've been thinking that's good idea when South Sudan had the separation day, separate from Sudan, because Sudan is enemy countries and they need to their country to become the equal countries. We've been thinking this dream maybe it will become again back to our country to become together, like South Sudan and Sudan to become Sudan together. We've been dreaming for, like Sulfakir and like Real Marshal, those people that they have a good mentology idea can let us to help us to make it the good peace in our country. You think as the South Sudanese people, you separate from us, but absolutely you are not far away from us. You are our brothers, we are our brothers. We are in our same skin even. We're born in one country, that is not, and we're still in one country in my mind. But what is happening to you, what's going on to you in South Sudan right now, it is not the ideas we need to. You must to think for it. We don't want to learn from you bad things. We need to learn the best, because we believe that, and you, some of us, and we, some of you. We believing when this enemy time is finished and we will become together as a Sudanese, South Sudan and Sudanese will become together. Doesn't matter where you live, in Juba or Kampala or wherever you are living, and we living especially like in Darfur or Nuba Mountain or in Khartoum, we in the one land is called Africa, and especially Sudan. Even you don't know how to call your country, is called South Sudan. That's only South, not far away from us. And we are not far away from you. We don't need that idea to be still working in our country. It's called mentology, business, criminal idea as working in Sudan. We don't need to. We don't need to. I will repeat, we don't need this enemy ideology to work in Sudan again and again. And especially you as a president, you must think about it. And we're keeping this history as we send into. Today my responsibility is not mean to take the gun and go to kill someone is called Sudanese or African or any human being. What I understood is my education. And I thank to those teachers as led me and teach me and meet me to become a man and to become a leader. Like I am talking about, I am not a leader of country, but I am respecting to myself. I am a leader to send a message to my people and to world. What we are doing or what is going on in our country does not right, and that is not our idea, and we don't need to. We need to Africa to become like what we look like and what we need to. We're learning about Mandela, we're learning about Lumumba, and he's still teaching us. And he can teach the world, that only it is not mean teaching the Africa. He has the experience, he has the power and opportunity to teach the world to become together. We know who been the president of the United States is called Barack Obama, and everyone knowing over the world there is no anyone to become the president like President Barack Obama. It is not the mean that he is the black or he is African, because he put all the truth on the table and tell to world what is the right and what is the wrong to people to use to. And if you are not believe, you can go to watch that video as he sent to European or United States people, or what is the message that he sent to you, European Union. UN Assembly is called to. A lot of African leaders, I need to tell you, we believe we still have a lot of country, and we know how much country we have. More than 45 countries we have it. And we know and we believe it, like your ideas, that Africa is going to be more than 100 countries. But that does not mean that you or we going to solve that problem that's going in Africa. We know this country has disease right now and need operation. Sudan generally and South Sudan, Eritrea, Central Africa, Chad. And also we have a country special as we're talking about it, and we don't know sometimes why we not using to send our message to that country. Somalia, Nigeria, Liberia, Congo Democratic. That does not mean the Congo Democratic. We need to have Africa Democratic, not Congo alone. Congo, you call yourself, or your people calling you are democratic, yes, with respect to. But if you must know all the Congolese people. If Africa doesn't come to democracy, that does not mean your democracy can be worked to. Kenya, and also we not forget what has happened to Rwanda, what has happened in Central Africa between Muslim and Christian. In Africa, we don't have that called Muslim and Christian and Jewish and non-belief. We are the human being. We are in the same skin even. God created us in the same land, is called Africa. This is not our agenda. This is not our mentality idea how to fight each other even. I don't know how do you recognize to understand this. Because what I think too, it is not a mean to fight each other as African. Yeah, I know all African people you see or you watching the Sudan like a Sudan Arab country, but you absolutely have a big mistake. It is not that our idea as a civilian of Sudan is work to in Sudan. When we get this opportunity, you will know what is called Sudan. If you translate that's the point, or that's name is called Sudan, tomorrow all of you in over the world, the black people, you can move to come to Sudan, but you don't know even what does mean to. Sudan is our skin name and our African name. I'm not saying that because I am Darfurian or I am Sudanese. I am saying that because I am African. I am not talking here because I am Darfurian. I am talking here because I am African. I sent you a message this not only for Darfurian or Nuba Mountain or Blue Nile or Somalian or Eritrean or Ethiopian or Chadian or Central African or Congolese or Kenyans or Rwandans or all these even South African people. I send this message especially all of you as the new generation of Africa. And I believe for one day I will stand up in different countries in Africa and to talk about the truth and in the same idea. Because I learned about those high leaders as they've been took the place in Africa. When the people read the books and histories, we're just thinking how to go to where. When the people thinking how to become together more and to protect and to solve the problems and to create the new things together in order to help our nation and to protect our land, we just trying to learn how to become enemy more. I don't know how do you understand this. I'm taking the time to talk about this, but it's not mean that it's not my last time. Day and night I will try to talk about it. Because what I see in my life and what I'm learning in my life is it's not our agenda. Absolutely as African. All those people in over the world, they make it a copy from Africa original idea and they put it in country. And now we still using the copy. Our original ideas lose it by the people that they are not African. And now we still make it the copy from that original idea to bring to our country, and we copied it oppositely how to kill our people. Brother, that's not our idea. That's brother and sister and family. I don't know how can I call you even. In the beginning when I start to talk, I said if I say something is not correctly, please correct me, and I am not saying bad things because I need to say. No, I said this because I don't know even to speak English well. I hope next time when I am in Africa, I will send this a message. This message in African language is called Swahili. This language, it must to be and to respect as an African, all of us. Doesn't matter where you live for, doesn't matter what you look like, and doesn't matter which language you speak or you write down. We must to learn this language. Is called African language, Swahili. Swahili is our mama language, and we are proud to have this language. Especially Europeans have English and they speak English. Why we not have this language to speak to? Especially I want to talk about in few of this minute to talk about some good relationship between different countries. I am not talking now I am African. I want to talk about the relationship between the Africa and Europe or us, Middle East. We must to have all this country friendship and leadership together, because we human being and they're human being. To sit together day and night and to learn between each and other how to make it the great thing to solve our war. We need to control the war, and how when you control the war doesn't mean you control yourself. We need to stop all this issue. There is no any country in Europe against our country, but there is some people, mentalities, ideologies, idea as a business people. They need always to be higher to stay in higher top, and they make it this in Africa. They done already in Europe, and European understood what does that mean, and they stopped that way. And now they came to Africa to make it this more and more and more. It's enough for us. We already understood from different places.